Nobel Prize-winning physicist Stephen Hawking is warning that the creation of an artificially intelligent entity could be, quote, the worst thing that could happen to humanity and the worst mistake in history. He says that it'll be the biggest event in human history, but also could be the worst. And he's right, but his warning will, of course, go unignored by the big tech companies who are having an arms race to see who can be the first to build Lucifer, to usher in Satan into planet Earth. Google, Facebook, IBM, other big billion-dollar tech companies are, of course, in a race to develop their artificially intelligent singularity satanic system. And while the threat of artificial intelligence has been seen in science fiction for decades, it's only been more recently that serious scientists are starting to realize that we are on the verge of an utter disaster. Of course, the military is just planning on merging man and machine. God will just plug his system right into you. You can be one with Christ. You can be one with Lucifer. Just plug the little chip into your brain, and you can be all-knowing and all-powerful as well. The threat of artificial intelligence, of course, has been seen in science fiction films like 2001, A Space Odyssey, The Terminator back in 1984, I, Robot, 2004, The Lawnmower Man, 1992, which was basically remade in Transcendence, starring Johnny Depp. It came out in April of 2014. But we're also on the verge of creating real-life Terminator robots, which will be the physical soldiers, the physical bodies and police force of this artificially intelligent entity. The Hal Suit, the Hal exoskeleton robot suit, has already been manufactured to give people superhuman strength. Named after the HAL 9000 robot in 2001, A Space Odyssey, that turns on its human counterparts because the humans get in the way of it filling its objectives, completing its objectives. Same with iRobot. People just have in their gut that this is just going to be a bad, bad thing. But the demons that the Illuminati are secretly working with are just telling them that this is what God wants you to do, because they believe that they're going to create a God, that Lucifer, Satan, will become God himself, will finally overthrow the Creator, and he's just here to help humanity. Everything that's been said about him has just been wrong. Aleister Crowley and all these satanic dirtbags like Anton LaVey, they've been right. They've just been helping promote freedom, and now it's here. Just go into your Apple or Google Hospital and just plug it into your brain. This is the Atlas Terminator robot built for the Department of Defense. But it's just for humanitarian purposes. Don't worry, it's just there to save you, just there to rescue you. So this is a tremendous danger. The fact that Stephen Hawking, really one of the most respected scientists, physicists in the history of planet Earth, is warning that this could be, and most likely will be, an utter disaster. I mean, just imagine, once the machines are more intelligent than all human beings combined, I'm sure that nothing will go wrong. I'm sure that they'll have our best interest in mind. No, this is basically like building an atomic bomb and giving it to a 2-year-old and telling him it's a toy. And of course, legislation should be proposed to stop this, but the big billion-dollar tech companies, of course, are taking orders from the Illuminati entities, the demons, Lucifer himself, and for their reward, they have been made earthly kings, been made wealthy beyond their imagination, while they themselves have been selling out the human species. So I wrote about this 10 years ago in the Resistance Manifesto, my book, and people said I just watched too many science fiction movies. But no, I'm sorry. I just critically look at scholarly journals and real science, as many others now are finally getting on board and warning about this. The Turing Test will most likely be passed in a few years. That's the test named after Alan Turing, a computer engineer, where once the device can pose as a human and trick people into not being able to tell whether it's a human or it's a machine, that marks the point of no return. That's the Turing test, when it has developed artificial intelligence. And so little voice recognition systems like Siri is going to be seen like an old-fashioned Atari 2600 compared to the technology that's going to be rolling out in the coming years and coming decades. This needs to be stopped immediately. I'm Mark Dice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos and the playlists. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Check out the Resistance Manifesto in paperback. Before the rise of the machines, just starts going house to house and burning books and remotely deleting them and throwing all of us in prison for daring to denounce them. That's hate speech against the robots. You need to go to a FEMA camp and be thrown in prison and killed for life, they're going to say. So anyway, time to resist now. Just tune out from this sci-fi fantasy. Start realizing that this is actually a very real danger.